Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back. Today's topic is, can you get your ex back if you acted like a beta male? A long title. So I have an email here from a guy, and we're going to go through that, and that's how I got the idea to do today's video, because I find that the majority of my male coaching clients, the problem is that they are behaving as a beta male. They may have started out as alpha, but they turned beta while they were in the relationship. And a high attraction level will do that to you, or they're just beta. So what do I mean by beta? Well, I think when women talk about a guy behaving as a beta male, what they mean is that, well, it's the opposite of alpha. So when we think of an alpha, we think of someone who's in control, who sets boundaries, who doesn't chase someone who's rejected them, at least not directly. Indirectly, behind the scenes, they may be doing all kinds of things, but directly, they don't. And so the opposite of that would be, of course, someone who is not in control, who's out of control, who doesn't have boundaries, and who chases when he's been rejected. So why are women turned off and not attracted by beta males for the most part? I believe it's because women's priority in a relationship is to feel safe. That means emotionally safe, mentally, physically, and of course sexually safe. And so when you start acting as a beta, it looks to us as if you're behaving like a female. So since we're straight, if we're dating a guy or bi, we're not interested in dating a female or someone who behaves as a female. We want that masculine energy. That's why we are dating men. It's like a woman who behaves masculine. Men aren't attracted to that because they want feminine energy from a woman. That's one of the benefits of dating a female. And so that is where the problems begin. So I will go through his email, show you his mistakes, point out his mistakes, and then we will go from there. But first, I want to say welcome back to my No Contact Army. I trust that you've stayed in No Contact. And if you too would like to become part of the No Contact Army to enlist, you just have to press the subscribe button. And if you would like to read the No Contact Army manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. All right, so let me read his email. It says, my breakup is about 6 weeks ago. Was about 6 weeks ago. By the way, if English is not your first language, it would be helpful if you would use a translation app, because for those of us whose English is the first language, it's difficult to read broken English. Just saying. Okay. She just said she doesn't love me anymore. I did all the wrong things. Put too much pressure on her by begging and saying that she's the love of my life. So there's beta male behavior. I did this for weeks. Now I'm emotionally more stable. It just hurts that the person who said 2 months ago, I want you to always be in my life, now says when I'm thinking about our future, I'm not excited. So she said that 2 months ago. So just because she said that 2 months ago, it doesn't mean it holds true 2 months later if you turned her off, if you lowered her interest level in the meantime. So you can't say, yes, but 2 months ago you said this. Yeah, that was 2 months ago. A lot can happen in 2 months. At first, I searched the problems all on my side. She said to many people that she thinks I'm still attractive to her, but just too negative. In her eyes, I'm a pure toxic person, so I don't know what he did to make her think that. This is why it's always helpful to do a coaching session if you can, because if I don't have all the facts, then I can't accurately help you. When I directly ask her, she just says, we've talked about it 1,000 times, just leave me alone, we can be friends. I hope you will meet new people and become happy. So typically for a man, that is not logical enough for me. She didn't give me a concrete reason. Well, she probably did initially give you a concrete reason because she says we talked about it 1,000 times and she feels like you're not listening, so she's done talking. Or maybe she gave you the reason and you didn't like it, or you weren't listening. You didn't agree with it, so you just kind of brushed it off. It's like, no, that's not true. Okay. She was so in love with me during the relationship, 2 years, that I can't believe how cold she is now. Well, believe it, because it doesn't matter how in love someone is, if their interest level drops below 50, and then if you keep pushing it and trying to get them back, and it goes even lower, you're going to see a side of them that you've never seen before. And even if you think, oh no, not my guy, not my girl, they would never behave like that. Anyone is capable of behaving like that if their interest level is low enough. So don't play yourself. If you want to bring out the worst in people, and if you want to see them being cold to you, then just keep pushing and trying to get them back, and they will lash out at some point. Okay. I want to convince her of the contrary by going on vacation and having a good time. She declined. Next try, she's interested in painting. Therefore, I bought oil colors and wanted to paint one of our most beautiful moments, even though I never painted in my life. Well, that's very ambitious. I mean, painting, if it's not a natural talent, is very difficult. And now you're going to paint, even though you never have. She said I shouldn't put my energy into this. Well, she's right. So declined. I gave her the colors and left. I don't know why you gave her the colors. When I asked her if she thinks the grass is greener on the other side, she said, it's not about the grass being greener. Ours is gray and not revivable anymore. I can't say in words how much this hurt. Well, this is what happens when you keep pushing someone who's broken up with you and you keep doing these convincing behaviors. You're just hurting yourself. You're just making things worse. Next try. I waited for her at the bus station. Wanted to make it a bit funny and not so serious, so I sarcastically put a flower in my mouth and said hello to her. I don't know how you can sarcastically put a flower in your mouth. I think he meant something else. Oh my God, I can just imagine this. This is like a scene out of a silent film from the 1900s. She took it off immediately and put it in the trash. I can just see that. I can see me doing that too, and you can probably see yourself doing that. You know, your ex is standing there with the flower in his mouth. It's like, get that thing out of your mouth, you idiot. And this was not sad anymore. I had to laugh. I was so burnt out that I couldn't be sad anymore. The next try would have been a book about our 60 sites. I guess they've been to 60 places. I thought about our greatest moments. The title would have been Nuances of Perception. That's a nice title. Where I would have emphasized that her perception of me and us could change. More convincing behavior. So a simple thought combined with our greatest moments. Am I too romantic? Probably. What should I do? Going no contact and give her the book in a few months when I'm finished? No! More beta behavior. And mainly guys, they think I'm going to give her this and I'm going to give her this and then she'll want me back. She doesn't give a damn about your 60 moments or whatever you called it, the nuances of perception, if she broke up with you. You're living in dreamland. In addition, I'm a career guy and a tech nerd. Yeah, so you're very logical and you are not looking at this from a higher perspective. She's beautiful and more an artist and a free thinker, and that's probably a huge attraction that you have to her because she's totally the opposite of you. I'm having a true identity crisis. Am I just too boring? A negative bourgeois. I'm not sure what a negative bourgeois is. I know what a bourgeois is, but what's a negative one? I don't know. I feel she'll always think of me and that my path is determined to go to unhappiness. I'm such a self-reflected person. I would do anything. What should I do? She's annoyed at me and doesn't want to see me anymore. Really? What a surprise. Already dating other guys and a lot of partying. I've seen all your videos on YouTube regarding this topic and I'm totally exhausted. Therefore, I hope someone can help me. Yeah, you should have just gone straight into no contact when she broke up with you. This beta behavior is a huge turnoff. You're only making things worse. So if her interest level when she broke up with you was 49, let's say, every time you do something, you devalue yourself even more. Every time you break no contact, you devalue yourself even more until it's going to get so low that there's no coming back. Now, someone did respond to him, and thank you, John Pickett, for responding. And by the way, because this was a rather long comment, and I don't usually respond to long comments, but now I'm making an email about it because I thought it would, not an email, a video, because I thought this would be helpful for a lot of guys, obviously. And so if you guys are reading the comments and you can respond and help someone, that would be great. Let's all help each other, because I can't respond to all the comments, and I definitely don't respond to the long comments unless I can make a video out of it. So the response from John Pickett was, "You've already answered your own questions. You know a woman's attraction to you works on her feelings. No grand gesture or logic can change her feelings. Her interest level dropped below a 5, I think he means 50, and you got gently dumped." I don't know if it was gentle. The person being dumped usually doesn't think it was gentle, no matter how quote-unquote gentle it was. "You're very lucky it's not at 0. That's right. And you get served a restraining order. It's very close. Remember, your interest level in her has absolutely no influence on her interest level in you." That's right. "Only your actions will influence her interest level in you. Your only slim chance of raising her interest level is by self-improvement. Absolutely no contact, radio silence. And during the next year of 0 contact." Year. Whoa. People don't want to hear that they have to be in contact, no contact for a year. "Get some serious coaching help on your anxious attachment style and early accumulated attachment wounds." Ooh. Yes, if you have an anxious attachment style, unless you deal with it, it's just going to keep getting in your way. And often you require some therapy to let go of that so you can become more secure and have better relationships. "Let your ex fill her boots with the all-new boyfriends she can manage." Fill her boots. I've never heard that expression. "When you've been working on yourself, learning about attachment styles and your inner child, she won't need you to persuade her. You won't need to persuade her you've changed. She and the other better girls will see it. So get some help before you even think of moving on. Your anxiety is off the scale. You've seen all of Lucia's videos. You haven't listened and acted on them. You're too anxious to absorb the information." Yeah, it's like, did you listen to them with the sound on or off? People say, "I listened to all your videos." Well, then why are you doing the total opposite? Calm down, put the ex to one side, and watch again. True. So, if this is you, if you are being beta, I hope that you will listen to what I've said in this video and behave accordingly, because continuing to act beta is not going to get your ex back. Continue to chase her and try to give her presents and whatever, showing up with a flower in your mouth, that's a first for me, is just going to push her more and more away. And so I want to hear your thoughts on this. What are some things that men do that are viewed as beta behaviors from women, even though the guys may not think it's beta? And you can respond even if you're a guy. You don't have to be a woman, because as a guy, you've known of things that you or other guys have done in the past or are doing that are beta behaviors. So let's help our male clients and friends out by showing them what they are doing that is turning women off, and maybe men if they're in a gay relationship. Okay, so if you would like my help personally with private coaching, please contact me at theartoflove.net, where we will send you the rates. If you are listening to this on YouTube, remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you are listening on iTunes, I would appreciate if you would rate and review the podcast. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.